We have all seen competitive eating, but that is just for entertainment. In 18th century France, there was a man named Terrari. His eating was strictly for survival. Or rather, it was to fill a stomach that acted like an endless, unfillable black hole. He left behind a string of spine-chilling records in medical literature, eating stones, swallowing corks, devouring live animals, and even eating human flesh. He wasn't doing it for the show, he was sick. In 1772, Terrari was born in rural France. As a young boy, he was relatively normal. But by his teens, the bizarre illness took hold. He could eat a quarter of his own body weight in beef in a single day. Because of his insatiable appetite, his impoverished parents simply couldn't afford to feed him. With tears in their eyes, they kicked him out of the house. To survive, the wandering Terrari joined a traveling freak show. His act was simple. He would eat absolutely anything the audience handed him. Apples? He'd swallow a whole basket at once. Stones? Coins? Live animals? He refused nothing. Like a greedy python, he could dislocate his jaw to swallow massive objects whole. But he wasn't happy. Due to his severe polyphagia, he constantly emitted a nauseating foul odor, a stench that smelled exactly like a rotting corpse. Later, Terrari joined the French Revolutionary Army. This was an absolute nightmare for military logistics. He was given a quadruple ration of food, yet he was still dizzy from starvation. His comrades frequently witnessed a horrifying sight: Terrari digging through garbage piles for scraps, or even fighting to eat used bandages from the infirmary. If that wasn't enough, he would catch live lizards and snakes and swallow them whole. Military surgeons Dr. Corville and Baron Persai took notice of this bizarre man. They made a decision: take him off the battlefield and keep him in the hospital for medical experiments. The doctors wanted to know where this man's absolute limit lay. As the experiments began, things took a very dark turn. Experiment number 1: a live cat. The doctors handed him a healthy, squirming cat. Like a wild beast, Terrari tore open the cat's abdomen, drank its blood, and swallowed it entirely, leaving only the fur behind. A while later, he regurgitated the cat's fur and bones, just like an owl. Experiment number 2: a live eel. This was even more repulsive. He sucked the entire live eel straight down his throat, without even chewing. The doctors were completely stunned. Despite eating such massive quantities, Terrari wasn't overweight at all. He weighed only about 100 pounds. All his nutrition seemed to just vanish. When his stomach was empty, the skin on his abdomen would sag loosely all the way down to his knees. When he was full, his belly would inflate like a massive balloon. The military even tried to weaponize his bizarre ability. They had him swallow a wooden box containing secret documents to pass through enemy lines and retrieve it later. It was a real mission, but because he was so overwhelmingly hungry, he almost surrendered to the enemy just for a meal before the mission was complete. After returning to the hospital, Terrari's condition severely deteriorated. Ordinary food could no longer satisfy him. He began wandering the hospital halls at night. Nurses discovered him in the bloodletting room, stealing and drinking the blood of other patients. Even more terrifying, corpses in the hospital morgue were frequently found with missing body parts. Until one day, a 14-month-old toddler vanished from the hospital. Everyone looked at Terrari. Although there was no direct proof, everyone knew exactly what had happened. The doctors could no longer tolerate this monster and chased him out of the hospital for good. 4 years later, Terrari died of tuberculosis at the age of 26. Even though his body decomposed incredibly fast and the stench was unbearable, Dr. Percy insisted on performing an autopsy. He desperately needed to know what exactly was inside this man's body. When the scalpel sliced open his torso, the doctors witnessed the most bizarre sight in medical history. His esophagus was terrifyingly wide. The doctors could literally look straight down his throat and see directly into his stomach. His stomach was unimaginably massive, taking up almost the entire abdominal cavity and crushing his other organs. His liver and gallbladder were abnormally huge, and his entire insides were filled with pus and decaying matter. Terrari's life was a profound tragedy. He was not a demon. He was a prisoner, utterly tortured by extreme hunger. He had once cried and begged the doctors to cure him so he could eat like a normal human being. But the medicine of that era was completely powerless to help him. His medical files are still kept in the medical museums of Paris today. That endless, unfillable stomach stands as a cruel joke played by Mother Nature. It reminds us, for some people, simply staying alive is an endless, agonizing torture.